We elves try to stick to the four main food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corns.
Candy corn is one of those candies that you either love or hate. But no matter how many people say they hate it, it's always one of the most popular Halloween candies. Clearly, someone is eating it. Here are 10 crazy candy corn flavors you probably never saw in stores.
Fried crack corn and I don't care.
Sea salt chocolate candy corn.
That's the saltiest thing I've ever tasted.
This particular flavor combination is really popular right now. Just about any big chocolate manufacturer has something in their lineup of products that includes sea salt with chocolate. The addition of salt to chocolate also helps to control the sweet taste, especially for those who don't have a major sweet tooth and just like a little treat here and there. There's something about that crunchy bit of sea salt on top of rich, decadent chocolate that people just love.
Hey, white chocolate's not even chocolate.
But when it's mixed into candy corn, will it still have that same effect? Sea salt chocolate candy corn is made using a blend of sea salt and regular salt, as well as real honey and the usual candy corn ingredients. One study showed that approximately 43% of candy corn eaters believe you should start with the narrow end and work your way through the colors. However, we don't recommend this for this particular flavor because apparently all of the sea salt is packed into the narrow white tip. In fact, some reviewers have stated that it's actually crunchy in this spot because of the sea salt, which could add a great texture to the soft cocoa-flavored portion of the rest of each piece.
All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mount Nicaragua.
Brunch favorites candy corn.
One admission for the continental breakfast.
The Candy Corn Brunch Favorites pack has been sold exclusively at Target and contains a mixture of 3 different candy corn flavors: French toast and maple syrup, waffles and strawberry, and chocolate chip and pancakes. Now, we're all for blending different flavors together, but we're not really sure about this one. This takes eating candy for breakfast to a whole new level. According to some of the very mixed reviews that came out when this product was released, the taste is pretty spot on. But if you're not a big fan of maple syrup, you may want to give this one a pass because it supposedly overwhelms the whole bag. Others have pointed out that the flavors are pretty sweet and artificially created, but they do the job if you're looking for the breakfast flavors without the carb overload.
Is butter a carb? Yes.
We know that companies such as Oreo are doing this every year and seem to be testing the limits on what people will eat. Blending traditional brunch foods seems like a unique way to appeal to those Sunday indulgers. In fact, we haven't seen any other types of products like this that aim to take on the most Instagrammable meal of the day.
But I'm making the world a better place. Like when I was the Instagram police.
Blackberry Cobbler candy corn.
But the best blackberries are right at the very top.
While it looks like a goth's perfect candy, Blackberry Cobbler candy corn is more than just something pretty to look at. According to our sources, this particular flavor is released in North America in the fall, usually just before Halloween. It's available in bulk from a few different suppliers. Judging from our own research, this flavor seems to be pretty popular whenever it comes out and is overall pretty delicious.
Delicious!
It's low in cholesterol, saturated fats, and sodium, but like most candy, it's packed with sugar. However, if you're looking for the taste of a cobbler without indulging in the fats and decadence, eating a few pieces of the candy corn form could be an alternative. This would be a great solution for those people who like the taste of a blackberry cobbler without the thousands of seeds that are found inside a blackberry. While the Jelly Belly company currently owns the original candy corn recipe, Brock's is probably the second most popular supplier. However, unlike most of the other candy corn varieties, this particular flavor is created by Zachary Confections. Zachary's makes their own candy corn and has its own variety of unique flavors to choose from, so they could be a big player in the Halloween candy game.
Don't worry, Barterfinger. You're always the last.
Eggnog candy corn.
Frothy eggnog. So get going.
Like candy corn, eggnog is another one of those seasonal foods that can be pretty divisive. And it can be an acquired taste for many others. Some people go nuts for it when it comes out around the holidays, for just a few months at a time. In fact, some people even refer to eggnog as the candy corn of Christmas. So naturally, blending the two together sounds like it would just make sense. Eggnog itself is a pretty indulgent taste, with the blend of vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg hitting your taste taste buds all at once. There are so many recipes circling the internet and in cookbooks that infuse the flavor of eggnog with just about anything, from cupcakes to popcorn.
Pulling the popcorn bucket trick on myself.
One glass of eggnog is chock full of cholesterol. Meanwhile, the eggnog candy corn has a ton of sugar, but it's fat-free and cholesterol-free. So for some people, popping a handful of the candy corn version instead may be a way to get in the holiday spirit and satisfy a craving without feeling gross after an entire cup, or without sending their cholesterol levels through the roof.
Yeah, it's time to take it to the next level.
Apple pie candy corn.
What kind of pie is this?
Apple pie could appeal to a variety of holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, etc. Who doesn't love the comfort of a warm apple pie on a chilly or crisp day? It's one of those typical all-American foods that has become synonymous with the American culture. So it makes sense that this staple food would be translated into one of the country's staple candies to appeal to those who can't get enough of America's favorite dessert. This particular candy corn flavor also looks like a slice of apple pie, so we'll give them some extra points for that, even if it wasn't intended. This is another candy corn flavor that will throw off people who eat section by section. The white part at the base is where the creamy taste lives, while the middle and upper parts contain the caramel and apple flavors with a touch of mild cinnamon.
And while we're at it, how about we take this cinnamon challenge?
So with this one, it's best to pop the whole thing right in your mouth and enjoy the combination together. However, despite the fact that the taste is purely artificial, the word apple doesn't even appear on the ingredients list, reports state that this stuff really does taste like the real thing. All signs point to yes on this purchasing decision.
Oh, sod a dog, I've made the wrong decision, haven't I?
Gingerbread candy corn.
I'm the gingerbread man!
Another holiday season classic flavor. This is one of the original holiday tastes. You can find it just about everywhere once November rolls around, from gingerbread houses to cakes and cookies. It's a classic dish that has been around for centuries, starting as far back as medieval England, and enjoyed by many people from generation to generation. Even if you don't eat it, almost everyone loves making gingerbread houses. Speaking of gingerbread houses, here's a fun tidbit. The world record for the biggest gingerbread house was a 21-foot-tall, 2,520 square foot contraption made in Texas. It was so massive, it was about the size of a tennis court and contained approximately 35 million calories.
To show you how many calories it has.
That's a lot of gingerbread. Back to the candy corn. Gingerbread is one of those tastes that blends well for certain types of foods, but not so much with others. For example, it tastes great in an autumn-themed dish, like an apple cake or pie. In the candy form, it's probably fine. Does this particular taste stack up against the traditional gingerbread men we know and love? There aren't a ton of reviews out there for this particular kind, but we're sure that Hansel and Gretel would approve.
I gotta get an approval.
S'mores candy corn.
These are called s'mores.
Who doesn't love a good s'more? Whether you're camping in the summer or having a bonfire on a chilly fall night, s'mores are almost always the snack of choice around any campfire. In fact, they got so popular that many grocery stores now sell s'mores kits, pre-assembled with all of the ingredients you need so you don't have to buy them all separately. It seems like most candy or treats companies have come out with some type of s'mores flavor at one point or another. That's for a good reason.
Sometimes truth defies reason.
People can't get enough, and by nature, s'mores flavor translates to anything. A s'more itself has the sweet, crunchy, and savory all together in one treat. As you may have guessed, each colored layer on the candy corn is one of the signature trifectas that make up a s'more. The brown bottom layer is chocolate, the white middle is the marshmallow, and the yellow tip is the graham cracker layer. Word on the street says that the chocolate flavor is the most dominant, so that's good news if the chocolate is your favorite part of a s'more. According to the Brock's website, this particular flavor came back due to popular demand. So while they certainly aren't the most visually appealing flavor of candy corn out there, they are loved by enough people to bring them out of retirement and back onto the shelves.
First question though, are you two old enough to be here?
Caramel Macchiato candy corn.
Can I get a caramel macchiato?
Starbucks fans will love this one. This is a seasonal candy corn flavor that arrives in the fall, right on time to compete with pumpkin spice latte season. A traditional fall drink that blends salty and sweet, the caramel macchiato is definitely a popular one. And it's a flavor that can definitely translate well to candy because many of us are so used to tasting artificial caramel in a variety of things. The waxy, mellow cream texture of candy corn is also perfect for capturing the creamy, milky texture of a caramel macchiato.
Oh, creamy.
So we've had pretty high hopes for this one. It seems like the perfect sweet treat to pair with your morning cup of Java or your afternoon pick-me-up. For this particular flavor, the layers are pretty much a given. You've got your coffee layer, your caramel layer, and the little white milky layer on the top. We're giving this flavor props for pulling off the exact colors that the drink would be. Most people agree that the coffee flavor isn't too overwhelming and is more akin to the instant coffee varieties than it is to the real stuff. It's paired perfectly with the burnt, sugary taste of caramel and just a little hint of salt. The consensus is in. If you love sipping on a caramel macchiato, you'll love the taste of this candy corn.
This tastes like candy corn.
Various cake flavors.
What is this? Space cake.
Brock's has taken their candy corn game to entirely new levels with the release of a variety of cake flavors. Some notable cake-flavored candy corn includes birthday cake, carrot cake, red velvet cake, and strawberry shortcake. Let's start with carrot cake candy corn, released in accordance with the Easter season. These little pieces look exactly like carrots, and from what we know, it tastes like carrot cake, but without the typical cream cheese frosting part. Red velvet is another flavor that people love.
Yes, red velvet.
This was released around Valentine's Day, as candy corn companies realized they didn't have a flavor for this romantic holiday. Each layer represents the elements of a red velvet cake: chocolate, red cake, and icing. The birthday cake candy corn is a super sweet concoction designed to taste like chocolate cake with vanilla frosting. Each piece is layered blue, white, and pink, giving it the perfect visual appeal for a child's birthday party. Last in the lineup of cake flavors, strawberry shortcake candy corn is another twist on a springtime favorite that was released for Valentine's Day. It's been distinguished by strong flavors of strawberry mixed with a little bit of tanginess. One of the few reviews found for this particular flavor is a one-word response: yucky.
My vision's fading. I think I'm gonna die.
Peanut butter cup candy corn.
Peanut butter man now, eh, sir?
This is another classic flavor combo that people tend to love. It seems like peanut butter and chocolate are just made for one another. However, generally, when you make this blend artificially, there tend to be problems regarding the taste. It's not going to be like biting into a Reese's peanut butter cup, where you have the specific tastes and textures right there in your mouth.
What?
In the case of candy corn, it's all jammed into one piece. According to Brock's, the company that makes this version, it's designed to have a peanut butter center infused with the traditional candy corn shape and texture. Each piece is layered with brown, white, and caramel tan colors, the basic colors associated with a peanut butter cup. It's usually released around Halloween season. The main complaint we've seen for this particular candy corn flavor is the aftertaste. Essentially, it tastes like candy corn with an artificial peanut butter aftertaste.
You wanna know how I'm right about the candy corn? Because Mike Leach says so.
We've got a lot of great videos for you to snack on. All you need to do is tap on one. And if you never want to miss out, just click on that subscribe button and hit that bell to join our notification squad.